Hare Krishna. Namaste. Chapter 3, which is entitled as Karma Yoga. Sloka 38. dhūmenāvriyate vahnir yathādarśo malena yatholbenāvṛto garbhas tathā tenedam āvṛtam. So in this sloka, Krishna is going to provide 3 examples by which he is going to illustrate how the karma covers the Atma. Because that's something that we need to cover from the previous sloka. Raga, Dvesha and Kama, Krodha. When one gets attracted towards an object, it is called raga. When that attraction reaches to its max, then it is called kama. When one hates something or someone, it is called dvesha. When that hatred reaches its max, it is called krodha. The cause of these are vasanas. The vasana being the seed. The rajoguna becomes the water and the fertilizer to the seed, which is vasana. By this fertilizer, the water, rajoguna, the buds start sprouting out, which is raha and dvesha. That grows further into the tree trunk, twigs, etc. That is kama and krodha of the tree. Further, it grows into a big tree with flowers and fruits, which are the shabdas, parasha, rupa, gandha and so forth. This is how the whole tree appears. To cut this tree is not a nice tree. So one has to cut this tree right to the bottom, the root. And the root here, the seed, is the vasana. So the vasana needs to be wiped off. For the vasanas to be wiped off, the karma has to be removed, gone. All the karmas that we have done, the previous karmas. For the karma has to vanish, then one has to do karma yoga. And karma yoga is the only option. And it has to be done in proper consciousness. So by following the karma yoga in Krishna consciousness, karma will not affect us. When the karma doesn't affect us, then vasana will not influence the raha and dvesha through the 3 modes. When there is no raha and dvesha, obviously the kama and krodha will not appear. They will be conquered. When the kama and krodha are gone, one will not rush and run towards the sense enjoyment, and they will be focusing on the self. So, keeping that in mind, now this sloka is going to tell us how this Atma is being covered, because that's how we started. The Atma is getting covered by Kama. But the details is here in this sloka. This jnana, the knowledge, the intelligence, also called as buddhi. We have seen this in detail. This jnana will have a determination. The determination is to attain the Atma Darshana. But the Kama covers one in three places: Buddhi, Manas and Indriyas. The intelligence, mind and the senses. When these three are covered, then obviously that means the Atma is covered as well. One can never cover Atma. Atma is spiritual, spirit soul. One can never cover the Atma. That we have already seen previously. What it means to say that Atma is covered is that when the knowledge, that the intelligence, the jnana, also called as buddhi, of the Atma is covered by Kama, then one say the Atma is covered. Because the jnana and Atma are so tightly and closely related. When the jnana is covered, therefore it implies that Atma is covered. Otherwise the Atma by itself is not directly covered. It's the Atma who realizes the pains and pleasures. It's not the body. Body doesn't really go through the pains and pleasures. It's the Atma. When the cut happens in the hand, it is not the body who feels the pain. It is the Atma who feels it. It's quite interesting because Atma is not the body and there is no connection from Atma to body. But because it is in the body, it is rooted so much that it feels himself to the body. Therefore, when the body has a cut, the Atma feels the pain. Likewise, when one puts a sweet ball into the mouth, it is not the body or the tongue, the mouth, that enjoys the sweet ball, because they don't have any knowledge. It is the Atma who enjoys it. The body and the senses has no knowledge, therefore they can have those feelings. They cannot have those feelings. It is the knowledgeable Atma who realizes and goes through the pains and sufferings. So, how do we know it's true? Well, we can only experience that when we leave the body or when we see someone left the body. After someone left the body, when the body is there, someone had died, the body is lying there, and you cut the body into pieces, then the body doesn't seem to be crying or screaming. Likewise, when people are gathered together for a funeral ceremony and they start praising about the person, the body, who died, praises so much about this person, that person doesn't seem to jump out of the coffin and start enjoying the glorification. That's because the knowledge that required to experience the pain and pleasure are with Atma, not with the Shariram, the body. And the Atma is left and body doesn't have anything to do with it. That's a point to understand here. So the Atma is situated at one place in the body, whereas the jnana of that Atma is spread all over the body, the consciousness. Therefore, through this consciousness, the Atma can feel the happenings of the body, whether it's pain or pleasure. Of course, there are schools of thought that they say that jnana, that is not spread all over the body. It is the Atma itself is present throughout the body. But that is not the philosophy, Sanatana Dharma or Krishna's philosophy. That philosophy cannot be accepted because, say, if the size of the horse, Atma, is equal to the size of the horse, when the horse dies and takes another lesser size living body form, say cat, then the horse Atma need to reduce itself to fit into the cat's body. Or if the next life of the horse is an elephant, then again the Atma has to grow to the size of the elephant. And we all know that will never happen, as Atma never changes. Atma is not Vibhu. Jivatma is not Vibhu. It is Anu. It is tiny small one. As Paramatma is Vibhu. The Atma's knowledge is spread not the Atma itself spread all over the body. So that's a very important point that we need to understand. Like the light bulb and the light. Where the light bulb is present in one place, but the light is spread all over the room. Likewise, the Atma is present in one place within the body, but the consciousness, the knowledge, the jnana is spread all over the body. So, the buddhi, when I say buddhi or jnana, it's all the same. The consciousness is all the same. So, the buddhi is the one which has the determination. It sets a determination that to attain the self-realization, the Atma Darshana. So, the buddhi, when it travels from Atma, reaches the mind, and the mind, which is induced by the three modes and influenced by the Rajoguna, turns the jnana into a kama. This is exactly what we have gone through, the sequences, but we need to know the sequence so we know how this is getting covered. The Atma get covered. But what we did not see is that how this exactly happens. The Atma get covered. And here is the answer. It's been explained. The transformed jnana, which is now called kama. And this kama now attacks the very first element. And that is the Atma jnana, the determination of the Atma jnana. What's the determination? Initially, one wants to have self-realization or have a Atma Darshana. And the kama destroys that determination. And now the determination of the Atma Jnana is changed from the self-darshana, Atma Darshana, and more into kama, sense enjoyment. Therefore, now the buddhi, which has lost its original determination and taken up a new determination, will function, influence the mind. Now the mind functions as per the determination of the buddhi, and because the mind is working as per the determination of the buddhi, and the mind, when it comes in contact with the indriyas will also work according to the mind function. So everything is lost over here. And this is how the kama destroys us. Dhūmenāvriyate vahnir yathādarśo malena āvṛtam garbhas tathā tenedam āvṛtam. Namaste. Hare Krishna.